digging this.
What you got there?
I got americano with light cream.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
I got a latte with a little bit of vanilla in it.
All right.
Never had a hot latte my entire life.
That's like the most classic thing you can have is a vanilla latte. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Link's Awakening today.
Yeah, we're here to talk about a video game. This game is incredibly well made.
Absolutely.
As a remake.
Absolutely.
Like the aesthetics are amazing, gorgeous graphics. The music is awesome.
Music's great, especially
good
that
music.
really annoying music that plays when Bow Wow's missing.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it's a good game. I liked it a lot.
Neat.
Yep. I was surprised at how challenging it was.
Oh, interesting.
Like how often I got stuck. You
Yeah.
know? And like I'm not new to Zelda in any way, but this game got me, I think, stuck more often than most Zelda games. Yeah.
Oh, what? Why can't I push this? How do I get this? How do I get this dude?
Yeah.
So that's interesting, the whole getting stuck thing.
Yeah.
It seems to happen more with older games, I think. Probably because older games don't have as, I guess, as practiced game design.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of just throw things out there and see if it works because there's not a whole lot to go on, not a whole lot of studying done. Strange. Silly. Because all the other treasure chests you open regularly, and this one you don't. And I suppose that's why they had to put the owl there, was to clue people in. No, you're supposed to use the jars. And it's like, if you just gotta tell people to do it, and then they do it, that's not a puzzle. That's just silly. And that's understandable. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that's really well designed. Oh, that was genius. And there's certainly a lot of stuff that has zero conveyance. We talked about this before where we have, there was like a mixture between really obvious stuff and stuff that was super unclear.
Yeah, just crazy obtuse.
Yeah. For example, this puzzle.
One, yeah.
This is a puzzle, but what's weird about it is that thing that you're using to move those stones is also a traversal method.
Yeah.
So the first time you look at it, it's a traversal method. You don't realize that you're supposed to use it as a puzzle tool also.
Right.
It's kind of, there's a misconveyance there.
Yeah. It's almost like the puzzle for that is figuring out that it's a puzzle.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I feel like that happens with most Zelda games.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not a game design thing so much as it is just
Zelda thing. Yeah.
Because there are times, where I'm just like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I was supposed to do that? For example, another example. Do you remember the chess pieces in here?
In this game?
Yeah. In here, there was these, I think, green spaces or something like that, and you picked up chess pieces, and you had to throw the chess pieces into the...
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so... I don't understand. So they were knights, the horses.
Yeah.
You had to throw it in the way that the chess piece would have moved in real life.
In actual chess, right?
Actual chess.
Like the way that a knight piece would move.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I was playing that part in the game, I was very confused, right? Because there are these game pieces that belong to a completely different game, which is funny. This is filled with like Goombas.
Yeah.
But that has its own thing. We'll talk about that later. But like these chess pieces don't belong in Zelda. Like, you don't imagine chess rules happening inside of another game. Right. Especially if it's a video game.
Yeah.
So looking at those pieces, just seeing them first was weird to me. But then throwing them was really just awkward because they threw and then they bounced. And you're like, I have no idea what's happening. After a while, after just throwing them over and over, I was thinking, no. Like, do I throw these in an
L pattern.
Yeah.
And I went and just did it, and it worked. I'm just like, that's insane. Like, I can't believe that they would expect me or expect a player to just go ahead and be like, yeah, that's what I got to do. Which I understand, that's the puzzle. The puzzle is trying to figure that out. But
Right.
yeah, that's
It is kind of it is a crazy leap to make.
Yeah.
It definitely frustrated me because I literally gave up at a point, and I accidentally did it once.
Oh yeah, and you tried to figure out what you did.
I didn't know what I did.
Oh jeez.
And so I got so like frustrated that I gave up and accepted that I had to do it at random. So
Really?
yeah, so
Interesting.
I just mindlessly threw it randomly around the room until I finally got it.
Yeah.
And I eventually did realize that it was moving in a night way.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to play chess exactly.
Right,
So,
so, like,
it's like I don't know.
That's like a prerequisite.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And so I realized that was probably what it was,
Yeah.
but I never took the time to look it up and how it worked. So every time a puzzle like that came along, I would just guess.
Just really.
Yeah,
wow.
I just randomly brute forced it every time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. And so that's like, it's weird to me that they would include something like that. We should talk about some of the Mario stuff in here.
Yeah, there's a ton of Mario stuff. It's really funny.
Ton.
It's really weird.
Yeah, they even integrate a lot of it into the story.
Yeah.
So they have, not only do they have Goombas and Piranha Plants and Shy Guys, they have Kirby.
Kirby's in it.
Kirby's
yeah.
in it. That's really strange. He's an enemy.
Not Mario, but it's Kirby.
It's Kirby. Kirby is an enemy. That's so strange. Like they gave him Kirby powers too, where he
Yeah, he sucks you in.
sucks you up. That's so strange.
Chain Chomp,
Chain Chomps.
probably the most famous. I saw Booze.
Yeah, there's Booze.
And the reason why that is
Right.
because, spoilers, the whole thing's a dream.
Jeez, you didn't give them much time to click.
Spoilers, dream. Link dies at the end.
Link dies at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, like because the whole thing, that's what I imagine, because the whole thing is a dream. That Nintendo kind of put in like these hints that this isn't actually a world that exists.
Yeah.
Like you would never have a Zelda Mario crossover, and that's what is happening here.
Yeah. So it's like not canon per se.
Right, exactly.
It's like, it's not that there are Goombas in the Zelda universe. It's just he's dreaming about it.
Right.
Or
it's not his dream though.
yeah, it's the Windfish's
It's the
dream.
You're inside the Windfish dream.
Is that actually what it is? Because that's what I kind of got from it too.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
that is
sure.
what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to wake him up, right? And everybody
Right.
was afraid that if you wake him up, then they'll disappear, which happens. That's a really strange thing. I thought it was actually really cool too.
Yeah.
That when I was playing this part, I was thinking the owl keeps egging you on to keep going in your adventure, right?
Yeah.
I like this idea also that the owl is actually the bad guy.
And don't listen to the bosses who are telling you otherwise.
Yeah.
Trying to stop you. And I thought it was so funny that every time you would kill a boss, or at least one of the later bosses, they would say, you have no idea what you're doing, right? How dark would it be if that was the case, right? You complete it, you wake up the Windfish, and then you vanish from existence.
Yeah. like you yourself do. Yeah.
Like you just killed an entire world.
Yeah. He does.
He kind of does.
Kind of does. It's just that he gets to live.
Right. Yeah.
It is actually I was pretty surprised at like how
poignant it was.
Yeah. It was such a strong ending.
It was.
I loved the ending.
Yeah, I do too. It made me want to like experience this world, but in like a 3D fashion.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like I love the way the game is right now. I absolutely love it. Top-down Zelda is one of my favorite, but having it in a 3D world for some reason to me makes it more immersive.
Yes.
And so I was like thinking if they had this kind of story, that kind of immersed, that'd be really cool.
Because you could have taken that down a really dark route.
You could have, yeah. And I feel like games like Majora's Mask do that kind of thing, and it pulls it off so well.
Very well, yeah. And it's like, because it's not even like the bad guy. It's not even like he's just the bad guys are gone, but like the whole world is gone.
Right.
Like,
that was also something weird because Marin and all like the other friends here are all parts of I guess the Windfish's imagination or whatever.
But they're unaware of it.
but they're not aware. But they're not enemies.
Right.
You know, Marin's never an enemy of yours. In fact, she like does it. I don't know if it's just Japanese culture or whatnot, but it feels like she's attracted to Link, and like almost every Zelda game, the females are always attracted to Link. But like, you know, it's weird to think about this other person who's like legit attracted to Link and trying to make that known, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, she just doesn't exist.
Right.
And then you basically stop her from existing.
Yeah, you end her existence.
Yeah. Like that's a very strange thing.
It's dark.
It's very dark if you think about it that way, yeah. Which is also strange and funny, I think, is like the whole game has a very cartoonish feel to it.
Yeah.
And it deals with this kind of dark subject matter.
Yeah. Like I don't think it was like necessarily, well, I don't know what they exactly intended you to feel at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Because
he did wake up, right?
He wakes up.
Link wakes up, and then he hears Marin's song.
Yeah.
But he hears it from the windfish.
Yeah, because he sees the windfish fly away. So it's probably just the windfish's song. Right. Yeah.
It's like, I think Link would be traumatized right
there. That's insane.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I'm going to go this route just for the sake of talking about it.
Yeah,
but like, I'm curious about the mechanics behind how Link ended up in the windfish's dream.
Right.
And why is it Link, and has other people been in the windfish's dream?
Right.
And could that mean that Marin exists somewhere?
Right.
But
or all these people.
Or all of them maybe exist somewhere, but are just in the dream.
That's strange. Like they were somehow coalesced.
Yeah. And Link couldn't escape the dream.
Right.
Unless he woke
he woke the windfish.
So if he never woke up the windfish, he would just be gone forever.
So like,
and what would his body be like?
Right. So is he still exist in the world?
Yeah.
That'd be really strange.
Yeah.
That's strange. I don't
know if that's even really. It's interesting to think about. Not that it really matters all that much, but it's kind of funny. It's like Inception.
It is. Yeah.
And it's also cool that the art style reflects the dream also.
How's that?
Well, when he's not in the dream, it's anime. It's cartoon drawn, hand drawn animation.
Right. Which is really cool.
Beautiful animation.
Yeah. Really nice. You told me like you wish there was like an anime that was like that.
Exactly.
Like, me too.
Yeah.
It made me really want that.
Like a good anime.
A good one, yeah.
For Zelda would be pretty sweet. The dungeons in this game get pretty hard at the end.
Yeah.
That's what I found.
I find it's strange. I guess I use that term a lot when it comes to this game, but there have been way too many times that I just plain missed what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Oh, jeez. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I didn't see that before.
And I find that very troubling. Because it either says a lot about me or it says a lot about the game designer. But somehow I was like, I would go to walls that I would just completely miss that one portion of it is supposed to be bombed, even though it's very obvious that there's a crack there. I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I missed all of them.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
So
I feel like I just missed everything in this game.
So it's like, there's a lot of things like that.
Like, there we go. Now you're getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know what's funny about that one is, we already talked about it, but I knew I was supposed to do something in there. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So we talked about how the thing is supposed to be a traversal method, but you don't know it's supposed to be an element of a puzzle. I knew something had to happen in there because of the compass.
Right.
Look, there's supposed to be a chest here. And there's not.
The compass says that there's a treasure chest in there. And I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to get a treasure chest? It makes no sense. And so, like, the only thing you can interact with is that little moving thing, so it has to be something with that. And that's what I came out with, which is interesting. interesting.
The compass always frustrated me because it would I felt like it was taunting me every time I'd walk into a room that I was stumped on. Yeah, I was like, where is it?
Bet you can't find it.
I can't find it. Where is it? Then I'm not proud of how much I used to walk through.
A walkthrough, yeah. I tried really hard not to use one. I used one once. When was it? I used one. Oh, the Shy Guys.
Right.
Yeah, the Shy Guys
the
was
mimic guys.
Yeah, the mimicking Shy Guys. Yeah, that was the only time that I used a walkthrough because I just straight up didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And like I know there's supposed to be. I get that I'm supposed to do something with the Shy Guys, but I have no idea what it's supposed to be. There's a lot of those misconveyance, I think.
I wonder if it's because like we talk about this a lot in our film review stuff.
Yeah.
Where a filmmaker is too close to their subject.
Right.
I wonder if that can happen here.
With game design?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because as soon as I figured out, I looked it up also.
Yeah.
The Shy Guy thing,
Yeah.
you have to kill them. It made a lot of sense because it still followed a pattern of clear the room of enemies and you get
something.
You get something, a chest,
But
something. But you don't know that they're enemies.
Right. You didn't classify them as enemies, right?
And so I don't know where the fault lies or if there is a fault or if it's my fault or whatever, but it is interesting to think that maybe they were like too close and they assumed that you'd be able to figure out, or maybe you're not supposed to figure it out super quick.
Well, I think that's a really good question to ask because we talked about how there's things in here that are really, really obvious and then things that are not obvious
Not at all. Yeah.
And I think that's a misbalance in the developer's mind where, like you said, they're too close sometimes, but maybe they answered this thing a little too well.
Right.
You know, like the clown, for example,
Right.
the boss, where he's like, you can't get me when I'm in my bottle, my
vase,
my vase. Which looks a lot like the other things you've been throwing.
Smash, yeah.
And it says pick up when you go next to it. Like
Throw
a lot
it three
of
times and it's done.
right. A lot of things that are really simple to figure out, but then a lot of things that are just impossible.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if that's due to game testing. You know, if that's just not enough game testing. Maybe because back in the day, you just didn't have that much. I mean, there's also like the whole killing the enemies in a certain order thing.
Jeez, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was intense.
There was the stone owl in here tells you to in one dungeon tells you to kill a pole's voice first and a skeletal last, or I can't remember what they're called, skeleton something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stalfos, yeah, killed those last. And I was so confused in that room for kind of different reasons, but because I misread what he said. But what got to me was like I knew what it was talking about because I've heard the name Pole's Voice before from other Zelda games, but I've never I can't imagine like my wife, for example, coming into that room and being like, oh, okay, it told me to kill the Pole's Voice, so let me do that.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell do you know which one's called? What a Pole's Voice is? Like, is that an enemy?
Bunny.
It's the bunny, right? It's the bunny enemy.
It doesn't even look like an enemy.
First, it doesn't look like an enemy.
It's just a bunny.
The second,
a little rabbit.
What kind of name is the Pole's Voice?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's strange.
The chicken, though.
Yeah.
Raising the chicken from the dead.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was also kind of twisted.
It was a little weird. It was a little weird. Yeah. The whole song that you get, the song you have to learn.
Yeah.
From that guy. Mm-hmm. You have to pay 300 rupees from it, and then watching them perform.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was strange.
Yeah, that was probably one of the strangest moments of the game for me. I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, this is weird. This is so bizarre.
This game, it's funny. It reminds me a lot of Super Mario Land, which, if you're familiar with that, it's the offshoot Mario game, right? It was on Game Boy, and it has things in it that you've never seen before in a Mario game, where if you stomp on a Koopa, it blows up.
Wow.
It's a strange Zelda to redo, but it's great, and I love that they did it.
Yeah, it is an interesting choice for them to make.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't choose to do Link to the Past, which
Yeah.
is the ultimate iconic
Well, they kind of did
top-down.
already though, like the Link Between Worlds.
Oh yeah. That's a different game though.
It is, but it's a sequel to it.
It's a sequel.
Yeah,
It's not the same game though. It's
not
not
the
like
same
it's
game.
not a remake.
it's not a remake though. No.
No. Because it has a whole different like narrative.
Right.
But it is a direct sequel.
Yeah. So they use a lot of the same stuff.
Same assets. Like it's like the same map.
Right.
You know?
I played that game. I played To the Castle. And I stopped playing.
You just didn't stop playing.
I just stopped. I just didn't care anymore.
That's messed up, man. That's chaotic.
Yeah. Chaotic neutral.
No, that's
Chaotic
chaotic
evil?
evil. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to go finish that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
I keep forgetting that this is an old game. That's why I kept forgetting. Like I'd get reminded of it
How would you get reminded?
through the game design stuff.
Yeah.
Like just like the really
Things that just feel
obscure old stuff.
yeah
It feels older.
feels old, like the chess pieces.
Yeah. Because like that's like we've talked about this before in other podcasts we've done and stuff about like how older games were designed to be harder for a myriad of reasons.
Right. Sometimes they were intentionally.
Yeah. But like, I almost got the impression in this game that it was like, they're like, we know that kids are gonna be playing this and they have nothing but time on their hands. So we wanna just
Make a really obtuse game.
yeah, something that like, something that'll last a really long time for
That's
them.
funny.
That's what comes to my head.
That's interesting. There's some things in there in this game that remind me of that kind of thinking. One of them is the thing that the YouTuber Ego Raptor really hates, and it's what he calls a what do you call it? A difficulty supplement. Waiting for bad guys to respond.
Yeah.
I really hated this but for example, there's an enemy, a pig that has a sword and a shield.
You know what I hate is this thing, that you can't attack them until they attack you first. That's some bullshit.
You go over there like okay, I'm just gonna go and kill this guy. So you go and try to kill him, but you can't yet. You have to like, okay, well, attack me first. Okay, there you go.
Right.
Then slash him, and then you can't go in for another slash until he again ends his animation and then goes and tries to slash at you again. But you have to wait for him.
Right.
And it makes it feel dated to me. I'm not sure if dated's the right word to use, but it makes it feel weird. And
It's like slow. And like
it's
tedious.
slow, like it's tedious is what it is, because you already know what to do, and you have to just wait for the game to let you do it.
It's like a waste of time.
Right. It's like if you imagine getting a small key and going to a locked door to open it, but first you got to wait for a timer to finish.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of thing, you know.
It's a Resident Evil.
Is that what Resident
does
Evil is?
that. Except they hide their loading screens when you walk through a door.
Oh, right.
So you see the door animation every
Right,
time.
there you go, yeah. Yeah, so like that whole thing was very weird, but like it was really bad in bosses.
Yeah.
There were some bosses that you had to wait for them to get into the mode that you could attack, and then you could attack, and then get them hit. And I've always hated that with bosses all the time, because I'm just like, okay, I know what I have to do, but I have to wait for your silly animation to continue, and then.
Yeah. What do you think of the final boss fight?
I actually loved the final boss fight, and the reason why is because a lot of them you can attack almost any time using whatever weapon you have.
And you know what? The Spirit Ganon segment,
Yeah,
he shoots at you, right?
yeah.
I liked dodging that stuff, even though it was like kind of.
So I did too. Yeah, that was engaging.
Like
though.
even though you have to wait,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like they at least.
But there's something to do. There's a challenge there.
It's almost not even like you're waiting. because
Right.
it is still a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a dodge thing.
But like him spinning it, but like this,
Yeah.
and gearing up
Yeah.
to shoot those at you, that was a little tedious. But I had to use a walkthrough for that part.
Oh, you had to figure out how to get them.
So I did use it more than once, but it's because that part I used every weapon I had, and I never hit him, or I did hit him, but he never took damage. So I was like trying to figure out, okay, well, I have to use a specific weapon in a specific way to hurt him. And it turns out, you have to use your spinning attack.
Yeah, you have to spin or dash.
Or dash, right?
Yeah.
And the dash was, since it's not a weapon, it slipped my mind that I even had it.
Well, why would, it's like, that's a weird difference.
It's a weird thing, to do. So that was one of those things also that I'm just like I'm feeling this kind of, I don't want to say lazy game design because I don't think it is, but I'm feeling whatever it is, that barrier. I'm feeling that mental barrier, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah.
All in all, I really like the game, and I say that, in a down tone because I've talked so much crap about it.
Yeah.
But it really is just because of those few parts that drove me insane.
Yeah.
That really get to me from such a really good game otherwise.
Yeah.
If anyone is going to ask me about a game that I really like, I'll always tell them the things that gets to my brain the first. And for me, for this, it was the contrast between what was good and what was bad. Also, I mean, the first thing that's going to come to my mind always for this, besides the contrast, I guess, is just the amazing recreation.
Yeah.
The music and the animation and all of that stuff, I think, is just quite awesome.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah.
It's clearly put a lot of time and effort into it. When not a lot of games do that. Not a lot of the remakes do that. I was just watching a video about the Silent Hills. I almost said Silent Hills.
That's
sad. Rip.
Yeah, that'd be nice if that was a remake. Yeah.
Rip in peace, Silent Hills. I was watching a video about the Silent Hill trilogy HD collection.
Oh yeah.
It's like a remake. And apparently, it's known as one of the worst remakes ever, and it's also known within the community, that Silent Hill community, that it's probably one of the worst ways to experience the Silent Hill games.
Jeez.
And it's because Konami was, just to go on the Konami thing a little longer, was very mistreating of the code of the game.
Oh, really?
Post-release.
Interesting.
Like, apparently they didn't have the final code anymore, the final build of the game.
Yeah.
And so they gave an older version, the most recent version of the game that they could find, to the team to develop the remake, and it was just buggy as hell because it wasn't the final version of the game. It was like a non-debugged version of the game.
Nice.
So they couldn't even finish it.
Nice.
So it's just awful. You don't get that with Nintendo.
No, you don't.
You just don't. It doesn't happen.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that about this game.
That's good. Yeah, it's funny. I think I've been spoiled a little bit because I mostly just play Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't go through things like that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Just remakes.
Nintendo has really, really high standards.
Yeah.
And they always live up to them. Usually.
Yeah, they feel like it's funny, in a way, Disney.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit.
They're definitely the equivalent, I would say.
Yeah.
When you think of Disney in the classic sense.
Yeah, not the taking over the world sense.
Yeah, not the taking over the world Disney. Yeah, I love this game. I just love Zelda.
Yeah,
and even though I was really frustrated through some of it.
through some of it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like,
it's still
really fun.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm really glad that we played this game.
Yeah. Next game it might be Death Stranding. It might be Inside.
It's one of those.
It's gonna be one of them.
It's gonna be one of them.
Death Stranding is that we're definitely doing Death Stranding.
Yeah.
When that comes out.
Yeah, so that's coming out soon. We're definitely doing that.
Next month, yeah. I've been hyped for that game for so long.
Me too.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Hideo Kojima, good stuff.
The God. the god himself.
Inside is a great game.
I gotta play it. I
Yeah.
only played like 10 minutes.
We told ourselves that we were gonna play it.
Yeah.
I got through it, but you haven't yet. So
I only played 10 minutes of it. I know.
I played 2 hours of it. 4 hours? 6 hours?
It's a short game.
It's a short game.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, 8 games over coffee.
We should cheers or something.
We should smash them into each other. That was a weak smash.
Yeah.
This is cold now.
Mm-hmm.